Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Toby. Welcome to the podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome. I'm going to give a big shout out to my day ones for the past 6 years, my subscribers, my listeners. I appreciate people who talk about this podcast, who share this podcast, who support this podcast, who write reviews for this podcast. Really appreciate all your support. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been giving it away for free. So many people ask me why I don't film it, why I don't monetize on YouTube, why don't I charge people for it on Patreon? And their answer is because I don't want to. I love these conversations in my kitchen. I love the honesty. I love that people want to come back for 2 or 3 episodes, the reoccurring guests that I have all the time. I love it. No lights, no cameras. I myself do not like going on podcasts that are being filmed and have lights. I've done it a couple times. I'll probably never do it again. I don't feel like myself in those situations. So I want all my guests to be as comfortable as possible. I do have sponsors. The sponsors keep my shit going. They keep it alive. But I will never interrupt a conversation with an ad in the middle of it. People do that all the time, and I will never interrupt the flow of a conversation. So don't worry about that. But I do have amazing sponsors who I align myself with, who the products that I use on a daily basis. I've turned down so much money for sponsors that want to be part of this podcast with companies I've never tried or didn't align with. I'm very picky about who I have on my sponsors and have on this podcast. That being said, check out the sponsors. Joe, cue up the music. Since 1987, Rockabilia has been around doing officially licensed merch. No bootlegs from all the artists that I freaking love, from pop to hip hop to rock to hardcore to punk. Over 500,000 items on this website, independently owned, operated in the USA. Custom limited collabs drop every month exclusively on this website from visual artists and tattoo artists. We have so many bands that I love and artists that I love, from Gaga to Blink, Katy Perry, Bad Brains, Beastie Boys, De La, Tribe Called Quest, 50 Cent, Billy, Deftones, Dead Kennedys, DMX, Dr. Dre, Eric B. and Rakim, Goo Goo Dolls, Hall & Oates, Wu-Tang, U2, Snoop, TSO, and Paramore. Those is to name a few of all my favorite bands that are on this website. I've owned t-shirts from all those artists throughout my life. Now I know to go here only. All officially licensed merchandise. Check out Rockabilia Instagram. Also go to rockabilia.com and use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off. That's rockabilia.com. Use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off your purchases. Thank you to Rockabilia for being our new sponsor. Welcome to OLLC fam. As we get older, we start paying attention to what we put in our bodies. I personally have been listening to my body since I was 18 when I went vegan. I've always been focused on my health. It's super important, mental and physical health. But it's really important for people who are just starting to get more healthy and trying to step up their life. Doing your homework, reading the labels, researching and verifying everything that's quality. It's part of the game these days. That's why I started drinking AG1s. I'm so proud to have them as a sponsor of my podcast. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting into your body. We're all so busy these days, so just store a pack of AG1 in the morning into a cup of water and shake it up and drink it. I love the way it tastes. I do it every single morning. It's part of my routine. I bring the packets on tour. It's an incredible life changer for me. Many supplements only reference research from ingredients in their product, but I trust AG1 in my daily routine because it's constantly putting the formula to the test. It's backed by multiple research studies. In one of those research studies, AG1 was shown to have double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut, which is super important because these help digestion in the immune system and the immune health. And these bacteria are known to help with digestion as well, gas and bloating, which I freaking need. And it also promotes regular bowel movements, what I can attest to. In another research study, 97% participants felt more energy after 30 days and 91% of the participants noticed that they needed less coffee after 60 days. I quit coffee like 5 months ago. I know I'm good on that. But AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work and it gives me a peace of mind covering all my nutrition bases for the day. In fact, I trust it so much, that's why I'm spreading the word about it. That's why it sponsors my podcast. Thanks to Angie Huberman for turning me on to AG1s, connecting me with them, and now they're part of my podcast. It's so easy and satisfying to start your day with AG1s. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of the vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your purchase at drinkag1.com/OLLC. That's drinkag1.com/OLLC. It's never been a better time to focus on your health and wellness and get back on track, man. Take control of your daily health. Health is wealth. Welcome to the One Life, One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have a very, very, very special guest in my house. my friend for many, many years. I've been trying to do this podcast for like freaking 100 years. He doesn't have a phone when he's in America usually, so I'm trying to talk to him on WhatsApp, which I don't really have WhatsApp. So we're in contact. I have like 5 emails for him. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barney Greenway, thank you for being here.
No problem, mate. No problem. Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, man.
I haven't seen you in a while, man.
It's been a bit, hasn't it?
You look amazing, man.
Thank you, man.
We're just talking about that. You're doing a lot of biking and training, and
yeah.
your diet's really strict. And, but you look great. You look super young.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy when we get older how like everything kind of, I don't know. I just turned 55 this week, and it's like, I hate the part of life that's the ending part. And when we get our age, I always see like, oh my God, how many more years do I have? My son's 22. Am I going to live to a 90, to 100? You start getting morbid and crazy, but then you want to be more, you want to be healthy. You want to be here as long as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, do the things we love.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to live it. You know,
totally.
You're going to waste time worrying about it per se, you know, because to be honest, the common sort of thing would be that people would say that we were in the middle of our lives. But to me, I wake up a lot of mornings, I think it's only just beginning. You know, who knows what's going to come down the line, you know, because things can change so significantly, you know.
It's true. And also, like I feel like the life expectancy it's become longer for our generation, like people living longer and more healthier. I don't know, just from our generation, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's a subculture that we're in, being vegans and all this stuff and taking care of ourselves for many, many years and being conscious of what we put in our bodies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Being punkers.
No, yeah, definitely. But I mean, also, this shouldn't be just, you know, a reason to do it. But I mean, the healthcare system over here is so screwed, you know, that you kind of want to stay as healthy as you can.
It's so
whatever
true.
It's a mess. You know?
It's so brutal,
it's
man.
Terrible.
I know. I just went through with my wife. She had something on her neck, and I have insurance, but it wasn't the right insurance. And I was like, fuck it. Let me just pay cash, because if I pay cash, I don't have to wait 4 months till we found out it ended up being cancer on my wife's neck. We got it taken off. But I just went and paid cash, because otherwise you have to go through all the hoops of, you see this doctor, then go to that doctor, then this. It's all fucking scam. With or without insurance, it's still a fucking scam.
It's not right, man. You know, I mean, if nations are worth anything, you know, their primary sort of concern is to protect the people that live in the country, and that means health, education, you know, and ensuring that people live a dignified existence, you know.
Yeah.
But of course, America's so unequal in a lot of ways that it ends up being exactly not that, you know. So
it seems like it's even worse now, even more divided, even more like billionaires, just all that stuff. Maybe we've seen it more because of social media, but it's probably been like that for a very long time.
Yeah, of course.
But now it's just more like in the light.
Yeah.
Like every day.
Yeah. I mean, going back to healthcare, I mean, why is it that these healthcare companies have the power to dictate how they operate with it's the ultimate, should be the ultimate exercise in humanity if you're a healthcare company, but of course it's not that. It's just corporate business, you know, that rather than helping people, they look for ways not to cover you, you know, even when you're paying all these ridiculous premiums, you know. It's such a mess.
I know.
They got to be regulated, these people. They can't go on like this. You know?
It's just all money and power too. And it's just also the pharmaceuticals, how they're tied in with all like the shitty food companies. You're in the hospital and you go to the machine. There's like all shitty food. If you eat in the hospital, they're serving you meat in the hospital. There's like no healthy choices in the hospital, because they're all paying each other. It's all connected and fucking gross.
Yeah.
Dude.
And of
course, fucked.
Of course, we have a national health system in the UK, so we don't pay anything. And don't get me wrong, you know, like it's not perfect, but I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful for it. You know, and my dad and my uncle and other people in my family would not have lived for as long as they did if we didn't have a national, because they wouldn't be able to afford premiums like you have to pay over here. No chance.
I know.
You know, so.
That's why there's so many GoFundMes.
Yeah.
That's why that's so huge over here, because they can't get what they're supposed to get through their insurance. And it's like, we've seen so many of our friends going through stuff with health issues, and they're getting more money from just people supporting them, donating them, what they'll get from the insurance company. It's so sad, man. But it's also back to health and like how you take care of yourself, how you live your life, how you mentally and physically, and you know, You've been vegetarian since like you're 14 years old or something, right?
Yeah, I was vegetarian at 14.
And that was your choice?
Yeah, it was my choice. Basically, what happened was I was lucky to go to a school that was very, very sort of open-minded and like basically their part of their mission was to really, really open kids' eyes. You know, 'cause I think kids should be exposed to basically all the fundamentals of life from a very early age. Otherwise, they can never truly understand. You know, that's when you're young, you're a sponge. You know, like when you're young.
Totally.
So anyway, sorry, I'm kind of digressing a little bit, but so I saw the school. You know, I don't know if it was like it in America, but in the UK, they would show stuff on TV. They'd have a TV trolley and they'd drag it in and you'd watch something. So they showed a video of an abattoir, a slaughterhouse. Okay. And straight away, in my mind, I was like, I can't be a part of this. I was just so, I was so revulsed by it, that I said...
That's cool they did that in school. Wow.
Yeah. I said, I don't want any part of this. And I went home and I told my mum, I was like, Mum, I don't want meat anymore. And first she was a bit like, but after, very quickly, she was on board.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And it was a number of steps for me. I stopped eating meat. I stopped wearing leather. I started to understand about, toiletries and so shampoos and, non-animal, stuff that wasn't testing animals. Yeah. But not only that the ingredients were, nothing animal based. So it was, it was a super progression, not wearing leather,
Yeah. Do you guys eat a lot of meat in your house usually before that?
My mum and dad, I mean, not so much, because my family was sort of not well to do, so it was kind of limited anyway, and they didn't eat tons of meat. I mean, my mum was always kind of a sympathetic vegetarian anyway. She really cannot stand like animal cruelty and stuff, but she struggled to kind of give up the meat. But I think she's just, as far as I understand, she told me a few weeks ago she's just given it up, I think.
Wow.
She's 70-something.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, so,
Do you have
I was quite pleased.
Yeah. You were part of that influence for sure. Sometimes your parents are kind of set in their ways and their traditions and all this stuff. It takes them a while to actually get, but then maybe like a health issue happens and they, oh God, okay, this makes sense.
But she came to me and asked me how she should do it,
That's awesome, man.
So I was just like, well, this is what I do, and take from it what you think is right for you, so.
And the world's so different now from when we both became vegetarians or vegans. There's so many options everywhere. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be, like anything else, like vegetarianism or veganism can be a junky diet if you let it be that way, but you don't have to eat that way.
I know. I think this is what turns a lot of vegans off. All of a sudden they become vegans and just like eating all the fake meats and they're eating like carbs and just fake pizza and all the fake stuff. And they're like, oh, I'm not really healthy. This isn't really working for me. But beans, rice, kale, quinoa, tofu. I love the basics.
Yeah, I like all that stuff.
Me too.
That's what I live on.
Falafel, just any of that stuff, dude. The basics.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings in your family?
No, I mean, I'm not with anybody at the moment. I've got brothers. I've got twin brothers.
Wow.
Who are a little bit younger than me.
Okay.
So I'm not a twin. They're younger than me. So yeah, they're they're.
Are they into the same stuff you into or no?
Kind of crossover. They definitely know about punk and hardcore and stuff because they've been around it. My friends, a lot of my friends are, punks from Birmingham, GBH guys and
sick,
and the Verucas, Sacrilege drummer Andy Baker was used to kick about with him quite a lot. So yeah, I mean, they know, they've been exposed to it, so they know what it's about.
Plus
and
from you too.
They appreciate it,
Yeah.
They like other things too, but they definitely have an appreciation for it,
Yeah. How were you as a kid? Are you a good kid, like a good kid in school and all that stuff?
You know what? Here's the thing. I was like a foot in both things really. I definitely felt the pull of free thought and anarchism and stuff. But at the same time, school fascinated me. I actually loved to learn. Mm-hmm. I loved learning new things. I think knowledge is, it's a terrible old cliche, but knowledge is power.
It is,
so I always enjoyed learning new things, So
Yeah.
I did well in school for that reason, because I wanted to apply myself.
Yeah.
It's not that somebody was like kicking me, to go and do it. I quite
That's
enjoyed
cool, man.
the process.
So you got good grades. You're a good student. And
It
all
did
that
all
stuff.
right. Yeah, it did
Yeah.
pretty good.
What about sports? You play sports in school?
In school, yeah, I played. Well, I used to run for the school actually. I was a medium distance runner.
That's
so
amazing.
Cross country. But a few years ago, in recent times, I tore my calf muscle. And it's never been right since, because it just goes to scar tissue after you.
Yeah.
And I can never. I'd love to go running again, but I can't, because I can do 3 or 4 days and then it just breaks down.
Damn.
So now I'll stick with a bike, and it's lower impact. Don't get any puts. So it's.
But you were running throughout your life too. So that happened.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, that's cool.
I used to. I miss it, but it's one of the things you can't dwell on these things. You have to find a way forward and just move along.
Move around it. Yeah. So in school, was your first band while you were in school? Was that after you got out of school?
After school, yeah. I wasn't involved with any music at school really. I knew
like 89, yeah.
I could have been if I'd have wanted.
What kind of music you listened to in like school? Before like punk and stuff.
Yeah, like punk and hardcore.
Oh, that was the kind of first.
Metal. So a mixture of everything, really.
And what was your exposure to that? Like who turned you on to that type of music?
So because I'm from not the exact same district, but kind of the same district as like Black Sabbath. I'm not just Birmingham, but the actual part of town. So
was your place Great Bar?
Great Bar, yeah, which is from Aston, which is it's like 2 miles, 3 miles.
Okay.
So my dad was like a massive rock music fan. My dad loved Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. I went to my first Motorhead gig with my dad. Like,
damn, that's
78,
cool. Wow, dude.
And so I had that exposure. My parents in that respect were very, very open. And
open-minded,
open-minded. So that's how it started, really.
Cool.
And then as time went on, I met people in and around Birmingham that were like, "Oh, you should check this out." Like GBH's first mini album, or stuff that was coming in from America, different places around the world. And then there's all the metal stuff, Yes, Motorhead and stuff like that, but then like Celtic Frost and all that different stuff, and a mixture of everything.
That's cool, man. How old were you when you went to like your first concert, you said?
78. Yeah.
Fucking how old you gonna be that day?
Yeah.
Damn. What about your first punk show?
First punk show was probably God, now you're asking. It was like a local
band,
thing,
local show.
What
about like out of town show, like a band that's from like we know from the States, or?
One of the first gigs I saw, like when it came up to kind of the next generation of stuff, probably like something like Chumbawamba was probably one of the first. But
like a punk band first.
During the Anarchy, during those years, I saw Conflict, back in the day.
That's awesome.
That was
man.
another one of the very early gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just went on from there. We saw like, oh God, all bands from US government issue.
Woo! Yes. That's cool.
Well, the number of bands, loads of really great European bands, and
you just fell in love with all the music stuff. Yeah,
because of course in Birmingham there was a gig place called the Mermaid. It's quite famous. It's become quite like a place
legendary
in folklore almost.
Okay, like a CBGB's or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there was just every week there's great gigs going on there. One thing or another.
Yeah,
one of the best gigs I ever saw there. And I mean, I'm just plucking one out amongst many. Was Attitude Adjustment? Like during the,
I remember that band.
On the American Paranoia album, which
damn, that's sick,
incredible.
Where are they from?
San Francisco.
Oh shit! Okay, I remember
Bay
that
Area. Yeah.
And so, obviously, you graduate from high school, and then what are your goals? What do you want to do with your life when you're that young? And
well, I had a couple of things I wanted to do. I was good with languages, so I speak Spanish and German. So I got 2 other languages besides English.
Yeah.
And there was in no way was I ever going to do a band. I fell into it. You
Yeah.
know? So once I left school, I started engineering apprenticeship.
In the motor industry, right?
Yeah. So I worked
That's
on. I was a
crazy.
project engineer for like Jaguar Land Rover.
Land Rover's nice.
Like just small parts, like safety critical parts in like the seatbelt assemblies and stuff.
Wow.
So I was working on the lines for those. Aside from that, I did a couple of years extra at school, and I wanted to go to university, but my parents, like my teachers, would tell. You know, the parents-teacher meetings there.
Yeah.
So my mum and dad went to one of them, and my history teacher apparently was like, this kid's got to go to university. You know, he'll do really well.
Damn.
My mum and dad, they didn't have the means to do it. You know, so I missed out. But that's all right.
Yeah,
that's fine. Whatever. You know, that's life.
Yeah.
It doesn't always go the way you want it. You know,
Totally.
So carried on with the engineering.
Did you like the engineering stuff?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of responsibility for someone. Because it was at the time when the companies would kind of take the piss a little bit. They would make young kids do more than they should do, really, because they didn't want to, because they were paying us an apprentice's wage. They didn't have to pay some fully qualified guy that had 40 years experience. So I had a lot of responsibility on my shoulders, you know.
Yeah.
And it used to freak me out a little bit at the time.
Yeah, how old are you then? Like 17?
Yeah, just barely 18,
Damn,
17,
bro.
18, 19.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, you know, so I was on call out as well. So if there was a breakdown at the place where I was working, they'd call me up at like 3, 4 in the, and there was no mobile phones then. It was just landline next to the bed.
No way.
Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah. There's me like
Fucking
roll.
brutal.
There wasn't even any buses, you know. It was so early in the morning, you know, and I'd roll out of bed and I'd have to get a taxi into work, you know.
Jeez.
Straight on it. Yeah, we've had a major breakdown. Get with it, you know. Now it's like shit.
Yeah, that's some real adult shit, man.
Yeah.
Damn. So how long did you end up working there for?
It's 3 years or something, 2, 3 years.
Probably feel like a long time too. For you back then.
Yeah, you know. So don't get me wrong though, I enjoyed it. You know, I think it's nice to have a flavour of every possibility in life.
Yeah.
You know? Even if it's something that you end up not doing, I think the more experiences you can have in life, it gives you a more rounded.
Absolutely,
perspective, you know. So,
and you have a skill and like you learn a trade and all that stuff.
I mean, now to be honest, though, my job's gone now. It's all automated.
I was going to say
my job doesn't exist.
Damn.
Unless you went to like a bespoke, maybe a racing like company or something, you know, like where they'd have a bespoke workshop and you could work on stuff. But otherwise, what the stuff that I was doing, it's
for a long time. It's probably going.
The roles don't exist anymore.
Damn.
You know, I would have to do. And even if I wanted to do it, I would have to go back to school and learn all the technology advancements. It took about 1989. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Crazy,
you know?
bro. Damn.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then around 89 is when Benediction started too, correct?
Before then, I think it was 88 we started
88?
doing it. Yeah.
That's your first band ever?
No, though I had other bands before that, actually, with the bass player from Napalm, who was on the A side of Scum. We did a band. And the drummer from Bolt Thrower in Wales, who's a really, really old friend of mine. We did a band together. It was throwaway. It was fast hardcore sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But like, it was a weekend thing, you know. It was all right. We never really did it. We did it like a rehearsal demo thing, which is the thing back then, you know. But nothing else really besides that.
No shows. Yeah, just like jamming and writing songs.
Yeah. I mean, Benediction was the next thing, and I only did 2 shows in the UK. Those are just descended into like drunken madness, to be honest. You know, but it was good fun. I love those guys, you know. But you know, when Napalm came along.
Yeah, what was your inspiration? Like, what inspired you to start singing and not playing an instrument? Like, what made you want to become a singer?
I
just kind of fell into it.
I think I just the kind of very casual bands that I just mentioned to you.
Yeah.
I just discovered I could do it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could do it. I just did it one day, and then the other guys were like, that's pretty good, man. You know, you should stick with it. I was like, fair enough. You know, so I just went from there.
Damn.
You know, I didn't have any aspirations to be anything. That's why I'm so free and easy about what I do. You know, For me, it's like it was never a career.
Yeah.
I never can. I hate that phrasing. Actually, that kind of terminology.
Totally.
For me, it was about like everything else I do in life is about doing my best, and hopefully it was good, and hopefully it turns out good, and hopefully people like it, and that's just it. I never had these great expectations of being,
rock star.
Career.
Yeah.
I hate all that stuff.
I know. It just becomes your life. It's something you do, and you do, and you love it, and fucking
That's all.
Do it for a long time. You're still doing it
with Napalm. The music and the lyrics do the talking. Nothing else needs to.
Yeah. Did you ever write lyrics before that? Did you have a journal? Were you like writing things, poems as a kid, or anything?
Not as such. No, I'd be lying if I said I did, because I didn't. You know?
But
I always had an interest in creative writing. I did really well at English.
Yeah.
And literature and stuff like that.
You probably read a lot too. All that.
Yeah. I read.
Still
now all the time.
It's awesome.
Make sure I've always got books with me. If something feels missing, if I haven't got books in a bag or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, she was kind of like Benediction, played a couple of shows, and then Napalm Death happens.
Yeah, well, the thing with Benediction was it was brilliant, and I loved those people, and but when Napalm came along, that was the sweet spot for me. So it had the very conscious lyrics.
Yeah.
And the music wasn't one thing.
Yeah.
It was punk, hardcore, metal, noise, noise rock, everything mixed into one. And that represented me. And I thought I felt I could represent it as well. So it was a two-way thing.
And it was kind of like, I'm not saying you created your own kind of genre. I hate the word genre too, but what was like inspirations for that sound or that style? What other bands around that time sounded like Napalm Death?
Well, I mean, nothing directly. There was there was a few bands, but mainly where our influences came from was like,
that's great.
Like, well, the band that always gets mentioned in the grindcore genre, we should mention that, of course, because that's the commonly accepted term, for what we do.
Yeah.
It was like one band, kind of stands above a lot of others, and that's the band Siege from Boston.
Okay. Siege.
They were for us, they were absolutely pivotal. You know? So that really noisy, off the rails, fast art, SSD as well.
Yeah. So grindcore wasn't even a term before that.
No, it wasn't. No, where it came from was actually the last Napalm drummer, Mickey. He came up with it just out of nowhere, and when somebody asked him what it actually represented, he said, well, it can be the most distorted, fast stuff, or it could be the most painfully life-ending slow stuff, and everything in between.
Yeah.
Swans was another big influence on
Swans.
early Swans especially,
Okay.
Was a big. So there's those two ends of Siege and Swans is kind of two ends of the spectrum of extremity, if you like, and then so everything else in between, Celtic Frost, Motorhead, Discharge, GBH, Crucifix,
Crucifix, yeah.
There's a ton of bands. Impact Unit, the Boston band.
You know that band?
Of course I do.
That's Dickie Barrett.
Yeah, that's where we came from.
I saw them. My first show I've ever seen.
Deep Wound, all those
Damn.
bands. That stuff.
That's so cool.
I mean, we talk about it a lot, but it doesn't always come up unless we prompt it. So people don't realise sometimes where our musical things actually lie.
It's all that put together.
Everything. It's just an amalgamation of everything, basically.
It's cool. It's an Impact Unit. They only played a couple shows supposedly as well.
Yeah,
I got to see one.
We love that. Absolutely love that stuff.
It's crazy. For the listeners, that's Dickie Barrett from the Boston's first hardcore band.
Yeah, and great.
Yeah, dude,
really great.
It's crazy. This living in Birmingham, whatever, and then hearing all that music from over there, like. There's no internet, none of that stuff. Just somehow getting these records and hearing
trading.
this. Yeah, tape trading.
That's what it was,
man. That's right, dude.
If it wasn't for tapes, it wouldn't have been affordable probably, because even with the getting the vinyl and stuff, it was expensive. The
imports and stuff.
Yeah. So if you could get 2 albums and some other maybe demos on a C90, well, you're laughing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why you used to get a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a down the line, and you get this tape to the post, and you'd stick it in, and like added to the whatever conditions this cassette had travelled in. Sometimes you get one, it'll just literally sound like I don't know, like stuffing a toilet roll in your
Damn,
mouth. You know,
so bad.
Is there anything on this cassette or what? You know,
Probably took weeks to get it too. Probably.
Yeah, weeks. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how we had even Minor Threat. That's sort of first Minor Threat, back in the day was through that medium,
Yeah, we're just getting fanzines talking about stuff back then too.
Maximum Rock and Roll.
Okay, so you got that over there. Yeah. That was a big one for everybody.
Yeah,
the Scene Report, all that stuff.
Yeah, Flip Side,
Flip Side, damn. Yeah, all this different write-ups about different parts of the country, and so it was so important back then, man.
Yeah, and on the more metal side as well, fanzines. There were tons of fanzines around at that point.
Yeah,
different stuff all over the world.
Damn. So what year did Napalm start? Because what's crazy? 81. Damn, yeah. 81. That's crazy.
So originally it was called Civil what's it called? Civil something. I forget now off the top of my head.
The listeners might
Civil
know
Defense.
Civil Defense. Okay.
And it was a 3-piece.
Okay.
Kind of like Crass. It was pretty much sort of Crass. There were other influences as well.
Yeah.
But that's the closest comparison I can make.
Yeah.
And actually one of the early Napalm songs was on Crass Records, on one of the Bullshit Detector compilations. Okay. So yeah, Napalm's definitely got that history. Napalm wasn't just talking about it; they were part of it.
No, for sure, man. Yeah, Crass is legendary too. Like one of the first singers, vegetarian back then, all that stuff.
Yeah, they were talking about stuff that people wouldn't.
100%, dude.
They were talking about fair representation for women.
Human rights, animal rights, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dude.
But they were also talking about which was a struggle sometimes. Is that Crass's thing was always like left or right. Didn't matter, please refrain from like using violence against other people. It's not their solution to anything.
Yeah.
And that was quite a tricky thing to say at that point because people would position themselves either left or right, And you remember we travelled together when we were fighting like boneheads and stuff,
Nazis,
and some of our friends from like around the Midwest who were the Sharpskins and that, they would help us out,
Yeah, man.
I mean, I look back at it and I understand why we did it in a way because these are fucking bullies. That's what they were. But I also regret it in a way that to use violence against a human being is not.
But it was like we started anything.
No.
They were trying to attack us.
Of course.
But now it's scary because if you think about 2025 and those bullies and people like that, now they're just like right on the open. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're not shaved down. They're not wearing boots. It's normal people.
No, it's a different.
And they're not scared to do. It's crazy, man. That's a whole different topic. But because back then it was just only in our scene, like the Skins. And crazy, man.
Yeah.
I never really understood that too, like the whole. Well, obviously, Nazi Punk's Fuck Off Dead Kennedys sang about it. It's just crazy how like most of the lyrics that bands sing about from our world is not about.
Not that.
It's not that, dude. And like I know that Sib had a song called Soundtrack for Violence where people just come to shows because it's aggressive music and they can just beat people up or it's fucking. But the music was never about that. Man.
No, it was never about that.
Obviously, nobody reads the lyrics.
It's never about that. I think what it was back then is that there's two reasons why those people used to come in force and make themselves visible at shows. Because you remember they used to make a point of letting everybody know that they were there in their little crew or whatever.
Totally.
I think there's two reasons for it. I think first of all, they just thought the hard music, it kind of spoke to some kind of machismo because there's a lot of machismo involved with that stuff, for one thing. And I think for secondly, for them it was a show of strength. Oh yeah, let's go and fuck with some left-wing bands. That's what so they could show they were on top or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I think back to it, my mindset at that point was, fuck them, like fight them, But now I'm, in as much as I completely disagree with the ideas that they used to espouse, I still think fist fighting people now. If I think back to it, it's just depressing.
It is, dude. I mean? It is. But we were defending ourselves.
Yeah.
But still, I know what you're saying. It's weird because I never. We're talking about this New Titans on the Block tour from 1991. We shared a bus with Napalm Death, Sick of It All did, right? Correct. First time meeting you guys.
Yeah.
Sepultura, Sacred Reich. That was it, right? Yeah. And that was like Sick of It All's kind of first tour as a New York hardcore band, going out with bands who weren't hardcore bands whatever the stereotype sound was supposed to be for that at that moment. Like they were like the first New York hardcore band to tour with these type of bands, and it made this kind of unity and this connection that like it built so many relationships moving forward for all those bands. As so many bands became friends with New York bands through Sick of It All. Rancid, a bunch of bands. Sick of It All was the band that always played with different types of bands, not just hardcore.
Yeah,
and so
and arguably, like putting Sick of It All and Napalm together was kind of a good match because
great.
Our background was we came from that,
Totally.
I mean, it's weird with Napalm. Everybody, there's a kind of, I'm not saying everybody, but there's like a lot of people when they ask, what is Napalm Death, they go metal band. It's really not. That's only part of the story, and in fact, it's just like a strand of the story. Right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like Napalm's so much more than that.
It is,
and it's not like I lose sleep at night over it, but it does frustrate me sometimes.
Still
it's just a little bit. I will admit that. It does frustrate me. But like I say, I'm not going to lose sleep over stuff like that.
Yeah, but I feel like if you have nothing, I mean, I feel like Napalm is Napalm, and people love your band, know what your band's about, but I know you, and hopefully this episode's going to, a lot of people don't know like your history and like just how positive and awesome and just being vegetarian and the way you see the world and talk about and sing about, because people just hear the sound to see the name, they think it's they judge it before they even fucking hear it or know the story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like your roots, your history,
Yeah.
what kind of person you are, you represent, and they automatically think it's about like, who knows, death and skulls and
you know
what I'm saying?
Really
No, it's
not.
like
yeah.
That's just the way the world's always been with, I think, everything. People want to judge something before they hear it or get to know it more. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that tour opened my mind to bands like you. We shared a bus with you, Sepultura, Sacred Reich, and it was such a fun, crazy fucking tour. But my point is that I never seen that many kind of boneheads come out to a tour in my entire life. And that was kind of my first big U.S. tour as a roadie for Sick of It All. To see that kind of like, those people come out so much. It was crazy. You'd experienced that before, have you?
Yeah,
before that tour?
we'd had it before that tour and after that tour. In fact, the tour after
in the USA only.
In the US, no, it was other places too.
Okay,
but it was at its most violent in the US, no question.
Yeah.
So after that tour, we did another tour, and it was arguably worse on that next tour.
Really?
Yeah. It I mean, I'm exaggerating perhaps a little bit, but it started feeling like every other night we're having to fight our way out of venues.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they would come to fuck with you guys?
Yeah, just come to fuck with us. At least that's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Let's go fuck with this left wing. These fucking pussies. Like,
You know what's crazy is that back then I was 21 years old. I didn't even know anything about politics or right or left. When you're saying this now, it all makes sense to me as an adult, because everything is so left and right and divided, and the whole world's in this fucking crazy place. But back then, I didn't even think about politics. I just thought about they were coming because they just want to fucking start trouble. But I know it's coming because of political stances. Yeah, it's interesting.
Ultimately, the thing about politics is it's meaningless unless you put human beings first. That's the point. It doesn't matter where you position yourself. The ultimate thing for me, at least, is to be a human being. Yeah. That transcends everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah.
So although, I'm sort of sit on the fence a little bit in some ways, because even though my upbringing was kind of sort of I hate to say this, it sounds a bit contrived, but I kind of came from a left-wing background. My dad and my brothers were union people, which in the UK was traditionally quite left-wing, also in the US, but less so now, I think. But in the UK, it was always, if you're a union person, generally you were kind of a sort of a left-leaning person.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the house I grew up in, and I also was a union rep for some time,
Oh, wow.
After, so yeah, that was my background. But above and beyond that, in my formative years, 14, 15, 16, when you start to think about things, I was like, well, yeah, you know what? It's going to benefit me in this world if I always try and advocate for a world peace and dignity for everybody.
Absolutely.
Not just me, or just not a few other people, but everybody.
Absolutely,
so we're
man.
striving for that. Still now striving for that.
Yeah, man.
In our own ways, whatever to whatever capacity that we have.
Yeah, we just had this crazy fires here a couple of months ago, and it was a beautiful moment for Los Angeles. It was a horrible moment, but the way the people came together, donating stuff, I was like, nobody gives a fuck right now who you voted for, if you're vaxxed, if you're not. These are fucking neighbors helping neighbors. Nobody gives a shit about your politics. It was such a beautiful time in Los Angeles that everybody's just coming out, just helping people. There was so many donations, they couldn't take any more donations.
Yeah.
And I went and did some things. It's just seeing all the people, all walks of life. Nobody cares about all that stuff. In the grand scheme of things, we're fucking human beings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Want to help each other.
Yeah.
All those labels and all the other shit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It doesn't.
But I wish that same energy was kept throughout the whole world. And, obviously when tragedy happens, all good things come from that. A lot of good things come. But moving forward as a mankind, it's just back to like the same hate and fucking politics.
I mean, the thing is that it's very easy to look at what's going on now and going, well, it's worse than it's ever been. But there always was like
this is
quite a significant, amount of that stuff going on throughout the world.
But there was no social media.
No social
media. Which makes it
no.
fucking a million times worse. It magnifies everything, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You're not really on there, right?
I'm not at all.
It's really cool.
It's not that I couldn't handle it, because I could, but I just don't have enough time at the moment to deal with it. I must be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could quite easily make an account, and whatever comes is whatever comes, but it's like, I don't have the time right now. It hasn't like, affected me too much by not being on there.
I think it's awesome, man. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Must feel so nice.
Yeah.
And you check, where do you read the news at? Where do you check your news?
But usually on the BBC or like over here, like Democracy Now, or if I want US news,
You check the news? You always look at the news?
Yeah, generally I do. Yeah.
Does it ever fuck with your mind looking at stuff going on?
No, because I look at a news piece and try to extract the facts from it. All the other noise around it, I try and ignore.
That's really important.
If I'm looking for something factual, because I want information, then I can do that.
It's hard right now too, because everything's just so many things online. It's just like.
I mean, if I'm going to go to a main website looking for some factual news, I'll go BBC, PBS, Democracy Now, all those kind of things, NPR, anything like that.
Yeah.
Where there's a public interest, and it's public funded, so there's no private corporations involved per se.
Yeah.
Then that's where I'll go for my news from.
Yeah, you've always been like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it probably helps inspire us, write songs, all kinds of things, everything.
No, but I always actually start with a clean slate, and I just try and write from out of scratch,
Yeah, that's true. Nothing on, just, clean palette.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so back to this tour. So we meet each other, you share a bus with us. It's just like, it's all new. We're just meeting for the first time, and I never really knew much about these bands, and it's just a whole different world, but we automatically gel. Like this tour is an incredible tour. First couple of days, everybody's getting to know each other and their personalities and shit, naked and being crazy. But it's just such a memorable tour. It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like some sort of like something happened in high school. Just something. It's like such a powerful memory. This one tour. I've been on a million tours, but just this one tour, just meeting you and hanging out with you and everybody getting crazy.
There was a lot of friendships made on that tour. That on tours since that there's always been friendships made, but never been as strong as the friendships, arguably, that we made on that. And the one thing, I'm going to make you blush a little bit, but the one thing I remember that I was completely touched by, and you didn't have to do this, if you remember, after the tour, I wanted to stay. You were in New Jersey at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anywhere to go because I didn't have any money, you know what I mean?
And
you let me, you put me up, and we were, if you remember that, and we were traveling. Do you remember we were traveling into New York on the PATH train?
Yeah, dude, Grove Street.
Yeah.
Way, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was like 90. That's crazy. Stay with us.
Yeah. And we went to that clothes shop, Onyx, where you remember Onyx was around at the time.
Yeah, the rapper. Yeah.
We went to that clothes shop, and like one of his people were in there, and we were just bullshitting with that guy, if you remember.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I remember that stuck in my mind,
Fuck.
Yeah, because you lived over the bridge or the other side of the tunnel.
The Grove Street off the PATH train. Yeah, it was a couple stops.
By the PATH train.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Were you sober on that tour or no?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't drinking at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
You were such a spaz like me, though. Just fucking crazy.
Dude, bed jumps.
Bed jumps. There's just so many things we can't explain in the podcast. You had to be there to see him. But I have like a journal from that thing. But was that with the EK too, with the bleach in his hair?
Yeah, when his head just...
For the listeners, I had EK on, we talked about that, but for the listeners, something happened with EK shout out to EK from Sick of It All, man. Something happened with he bleached his hair, had sunscreen, some sort of, I don't know what it was.
It just had a massive allergic reaction.
To this
Died, the hair died.
The hair died.
Yeah.
We're in a hotel, and he goes in the pool or something. Maybe it's the chlorine or something. Barney, I don't know.
It might have been that, actually.
But this dude gets out of the pool, man. If you've seen that movie Mask or something, like Rocky Dennis, he gets out of the pool and his whole entire head is swollen. Like his face looks like a freaking movie character, man. Yeah. It was so great.
I mean, if you'd have strapped a basket underneath him, you could have flown him like a balloon.
I wish there was photos. There's no photos of that's a thing.
No. I've got pictures of the bed jumps. I've actually got a big, like one about that big of you, like on the wall, like bouncing off. Yeah.
We have no headshots of EK though. That'd be
no.
You can't even. This is such a crazy story because there's nothing to prove that it happened. But his head swelled up like a scary monster movie or shit.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Actually, for about a day, it made him quite ill. I think. He was not well.
And from behind, like his ears all bent.
Yeah.
His brain swelled up or something. That was he could have died or something.
Yeah, it was crazy. Allergic reaction. Yeah.
Fuck! Shout out to EK. That was wild too. Just like we'd smash. We had poop bags, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I'm glad was not recorded back then.
Yeah.
If we had phones back then, bro, it was so bad.
Because the one moment which actually it talks about in the Sick of It All book, the brothers book.
Okay, yeah.
Was the one. It was only a couple of days in. It was like this was after we'd initially started to become friends, and we played that Milwaukee Metal Fest, if you remember, and like. The singer from Deicide had just had the cross branded into his head, and like Richie's filming him from a distance, Glenn Benton, and then Lou stuck a dime on the front of his head and just like kind of came into shot. I mean, it's so silly. Yeah.
It was like a dime or a penny or something pushed on his forehead. He's behind him.
Yeah.
Does that guy still have the cross in his head still?
Yeah, he's still got
it's got to still be there.
Yeah, it's still there, yeah.
Dude.
I mean, he branded it into his head, man. So it's
wow. So Milwaukee Metal Fest, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a crazy one too. It was just wild. I mean, were you fans of Sick of It All before that tour?
Yeah, I mean, I had the first 7 inch.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, Shane did a cover of Sick of It All, like in 80 something.
Damn. So that was exciting.
He did My Life. Shane
Life.
covered My Life back 2-3 years before he did even.
So you were excited for that tour and kind of meeting each other on the bus.
Yeah, I've still got it. The single on Revelation, the first one.
Were you guys nervous about meeting them or coming on the tour or anything like that?
No, we were just like, it's going to be great. We were just excited.
Just pulling your pants down on stage.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Crazy shit, dude. There's the one full of all of us like with our asses hanging out, us and Sepultura. There was so many crazy memories on that. It was like a big kind of like. It was like some high school shit, man.
Yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? It was just almost
summer camp or something.
Yeah, like summer camp, yeah.
But that was like a 6-week tour, maybe?
Yeah,
6 or 8 weeks?
6 weeks, yeah.
Dude. Imagine you just don't do tours that long anymore, do you?
We are. This one is.
Right now is?
Yeah, this one's ends June the 9th, June the 8th
Bro.
of June.
And you still love it, like going on tour that many shows?
We don't usually do this many. Yeah, but this one's like 53 shows, I think.
Bro.
So there's 4 gone, like 4 down, 47 to go or something like that.
How many days off?
There is quite a few days off.
That's good.
We didn't route it like the singer from the Melvins routed it.
Okay.
He's really good at that stuff. So no drive is more than 4 hours or something in between.
Amazing, dude.
Don't get me wrong, there is a couple of travel days where by necessity you're having to travel a long way to go to another state. Yeah. You can't get away from that. But in the main, it's like 4 or 5 hour drives generally.
So a lot of days off.
Yeah.
Damn.
But also doing smaller towns, giving like it was always meant to be, not just doing the
major cities.
Los Angeles, New York, but get out. These kids deserve, like anybody else, they deserve to get stuff.
When's that time you guys toured that long?
It's been a while, probably like the 90s.
Damn.
I mean, we've done close to it, we've done 40 shows, but never like 50 plus,
Damn.
Not in recent times. Yeah.
But also the Sepultura, that tour, like Allentown, Pennsylvania, I talked about that all the time on the pod, just crazy, like kids outside all dressed up, like wearing the necklaces and just like it was so scary, man.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
wild, man.
Yeah, it was depressing actually. You know,
And there was a big was there was a riot at that show probably, right? One of those.
Yeah, that was the worst one actually. If you
Yeah.
remember, like it's
And we were upside. We were upstairs hiding, and not hiding. We had to go upstairs. And then they were outside. And,
well, I mean, everybody's will have their own memories about it. But the thing that I remember that set it off was when Sick of It All came on stage. Like I remember a horrible chant. It was like "fuck New York" or something like that.
Yes.
And that's when it like started to get the atmosphere just changed. And I was like, oh, because I was on the side of the stage. I was like, whoa, this ain't right, man, you know. And then all of a sudden, it just fucking exploded out of nowhere. And I just picked up a stand, you know. And if you remember, the how it all ended was there was just too many of them.
Yeah.
As compared to, so we had to lock ourselves upstairs.
It's true.
And if you remember, a couple of police came, they fucking blamed it on us. You know,
They
were
did?
like, they were like, you guys got to get out of town.
Oh,
We're going to arrest you.
Oh, they're probably friends with them.
Yeah, they were like, you guys got to get out of town. We're going to arrest you. What did we do?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like.
Because they're probably friends with them, man.
Yeah.
My wife got arrested on the Misfits tour for fighting a Nazi, and when she got put into the paddy wagon with the skins, she was handcuffed and they weren't, and they all knew the police by their first names. And when they got to the police station, they locked my wife up, and the rest of the dudes would walk around hanging out. All the police knew who they were, and we had to pay money to get my wife out of jail that night.
Yeah, what is that?
Because they're local, because they're all shady
Yeah.
shit, dude. It's scary, bro. Small town stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to tar every small town with that
No.
Yeah.
I mean, those two places happen in places like that.
Yeah.
But who knows? But it's almost like a movie, dude. It's like a really bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was scary, man.
It's completely unnecessary.
It's crazy you dealt with that after that another tour as well.
Yeah. It was.
But that died down.
It did in the end, but it took a few years. It took 3 or 4 years for it to die down. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the mainly early 90s.
Well, do you remember it was a time when that group, the Aryan Nations, had a lot of publicity.
Okay.
And I think if you were of a certain mindset, you would think, oh, that's cool. You know, I'm into this kind of music. That stuff's hard. You know, I can be a Nazi.
It was getting a lot of news about it. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of the kids who were involved in it even really knew what they were doing.
Nah, I agree too, man.
It was just a few
trying to fit in or whatever they were trying to do.
It was a few cheerleaders, and everybody else was like following like sheep. You know, humans have a sheep-like mentality.
No, for sure. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then also, I think that's where he started with the spa dick.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck that came from. I still say it. I don't know where it came from, man.
I don't know. I can't
Spa dick,
remember.
just yelling and shit.
Yeah, it's yelling.
And then slow.
Yeah, slow. Yeah,
that was Richie Cipriano.
Yeah, that was Richie. Yeah.
It's like all these weird things we had that nobody's gonna understand about.
Do you remember we did the Cops reenactment as well when we were in the motels?
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's got
because Cops was the big thing at the time, wasn't it? The big show.
So Richie's got to have all this on film.
Yeah,
all this stuff.
And do you remember those cut videos we did where we'd have like Lou or somebody on the so we stayed at a motel where it was like a double, you know, 2 stories, and we'd have a shot of Lou like looking casually on a bar, and the shot had cut, and the next shot he'd go like that, and he'd fall into the bush. It was so stupid, but
it was like some jackass shit.
Yeah.
It was, wow.
And the trolleys as well, because
pushing the golf carts and smashing them and shit.
Into the bushes, yeah.
And some weird poop stuff we were doing.
Yeah.
Fucking sack flaps.
Yeah.
Naked shit.
Yeah.
There's no other tour crazier than that. But just fun, like
fun, not like.
Not violent,
not nasty, not nasty,
not mean,
towards anybody. Yeah.
Really creative, actually, doing videos and shit.
Yeah. Oh, Rich with his bloody camera. That was it, half of it, wasn't it, man? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That stuff's never been released or nothing.
No, somebody's got it. Shane
Richie's got it.
Yeah, Richie's got the whole lot. Yeah.
But Shane might have some of it too.
Yeah, Shane's got some of it too, I think. Yeah.
Is that probably one of the most memorable tours for you? Probably.
Yeah. It's where we formed some of the strongest friendships.
Here we are now. It's fucking crazy.
I mean, we always do. You know, we always make a point of. With us, you know, when bands tour with us, say if we're like the headlining band, if you like, then our thing is it's always open house. You know, like what's ours is yours. You know, I hate that shit when you get bands.
Won't strike the drums.
Bands on tour and it's like, you know, you're the opening band. You're expected to be somehow subservient. You know, it's like,
yeah, dude.
Why would I want to behave like that? I've always never liked that stuff, so I'm damn
Yeah.
sure that I'm not going to behave like it now. You
Well,
know,
the
so.
people, they don't move their drums and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Don't strike the drums,
yeah.
or you can't sell merch there. You can't have
Or
specific designs.
it's like if there's a backstage, you can't go in this room. You go. It's like, do me a favor.
Yeah. I don't like that.
No.
The Bosstones took us out a long time ago, and they showed us the ropes.
Yeah.
Showed us like how to treat other bands. They was so respectful and like so warming to us.
Yeah.
And shared everything with us, and sound. Just everything was.
Yeah.
Learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
It's just your reputation's everything.
Yeah.
Are there some bands that you never toured with? You just still like to tour with? You think you never toured with at this point?
Yeah. I mean, there's. I would have loved to. I mean, I know it's like it's a bit of a, it's with hindsight and all that, but I would have loved to have gone out with Motorhead as the 3-piece, as a classic. That would have been my dream tour, really.
Yeah.
I still, there's still bands that I want to. Like we still would like to do something with Discharge, like us and Discharge. We've been trying to do it for years, but they can't tour.
Yeah.
Who else? I've always like that band. Just plucking one out of like Godspeed You Black Emperor. Love that band, man. I'd love to do something with them, man.
Are you listening to new bands too?
Whatever comes my way.
You check out new music and stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm at the moment, I've just had so much other stuff on. But yeah, I'm always receptive. Why would you not be?
I know. There's so many new bands.
You
too,
never
man.
stop learning, you can learn from other bands, and stuff. So.
There's so many new hardcore bands now. It's crazy, dude. It's like bigger than ever. I think since the pandemic, there's so many bands have come out.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
There's always shows happening.
I haven't heard that many newer hardcore bands, I know that's a wide parameters, but I haven't read that many new ones.
You heard of Speed?
No.
Wow.
No.
Scowl?
Yeah, no.
The girl singer, incredible. They just dropped a new record, incredible. Yeah, there's so many, man.
Yeah.
And there's always shows. There's always like stuff happening.
I mean,
man.
what are you still listening? I've still got like Negative Approach is still in my thing.
They're still touring too right now.
They are. Yeah.
I'm gonna see them a couple weeks.
There's another band that if it wasn't for them, Napalm would sound like what it likes. So.
Yeah, Negative Approach, and that guy's like in the 60s.
Yeah. He's got that mean ass scowl, So.
Bro, he's got a really mean scowl.
Yeah.
His voice sounds great.
Yeah.
Too.
I saw him with
Circle Jerks.
Well, no, it was with the FUs, I think, maybe.
Back in the day?
No, recently, 5-6 years ago, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Was it with the FUs? I think it was, yeah. How's approaching the FUs?
How real is Peaky Blinders?
I'm
a massive fan.
It's hammed up a little bit, but yeah, there's definitely an undercurrent to it, which is accurate in terms of the gangs around Birmingham at that time.
Yeah, with the razor blades in their hats and all that shit.
So that part of town is kind of heading towards the south side of town. It's not too far from me. It's probably about 6 miles from my mum's house.
Okay.
So it's not too far. Garrison Lane and all down there. Yeah,
okay.
It's where the munitions factories used to be. During the war, they used to make the bullets there and stuff.
Damn.
It's like an engineering,
Yeah.
Because Birmingham's famous for its engineering and car and it's very much like Detroit.
Oh, Detroit, yeah. So there's some truth to the Peaky Blinders.
There is. Like I say, it's like a lot of things. It's dramatized to give it that extra oomph.
Yeah, we love that show. We had to watch it with subtitles though. It was just hard to understand what they were saying.
Birmingham was a hard existence, man. It really was. Think of the slums in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, my family came from the back-to-backs, kind of the slums in Aston, Newtown, all around there. Like this is hard living.
What's it like there now? And
Still actually Aston, Perry Bar, Newtown, quite deprived.
Damn.
Still. This whole thing about gentrification, only in some places, some places are still starved of funds,
So where Peaky Blinders is based upon, that area, that place is still kind of grimy.
That's still a lot of factories around there, small factories and stuff, mixed in with some council, like social housing and stuff.
Is that show taken well from people from there? They think it's...
Yeah, generally speaking, I think everybody was quite pleased.
Have you seen it before? You watched it?
Yeah, I've seen the whole lot, all of it, yeah.
Great, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, the accents could do with a bit of work, but they did get better,
But I can't understand them
Birmingham
sometimes,
accent,
dude.
yeah.
It's not that good, yeah.
I mean, obviously, mine is, legit.
Yeah, I can understand you perfectly.
Yeah.
But on that show, I have to have subtitles. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
There was some criticism of it that they'd almost overdone it in terms they were
Maybe
trying to get
they
so
did.
thick at the accents, but yeah.
But for representation, it's good. People,
It's not bad. It started off, it was a little bit,
It's
but
like
as it
people-
went on, the accents got better, definitely. Towards
it's like
it.
people from New Jersey who are Italian about The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Like the way they saw that was like, okay,
Yeah.
some things are off, but
Yeah.
you have to have some sort of.
Yeah, you got dramatic license. It's got to be watchable in the end, Yeah.
What was your last real job you had before Napalm Death? Like you had a boss and everything.
Well, it was the engineering.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the last job. I mean, I've done volunteering since then, like different things, but they weren't really jobs.
There's like
they
a
were
job, yeah.
civic, duties or whatever. But
That could have been the last
but
one.
yeah, it was engineering. Yeah, so 89.
That's
was the last
insane.
job that I had. Yeah.
So just doing music since then.
Just doing music. I mean, and
That's
there's been
incredible.
times it hasn't always been plain sailing.
I know.
In the first 2-3 years of Napalm Death, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I lived on loaf of bread and peanut butter, and that was it.
Damn.
It was rough.
Wow.
But it's if you're gonna do it, you go out on a limb. If there's no other way to do it, people weren't throwing money at you. So
Yeah.
you got to make do with what you got.
Did you ever want to quit and not do it?
There are times. I think realistically, everybody
For
goes
sure.
through those feelings, and anybody that says they don't, probably not telling the truth.
Yeah.
You wake up some days on tour where you're just not
I
out,
know.
and you just think to yourself, you look at the calendar and you go, oh, man, I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll feel it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because, every kids, they don't have to come and pay money for these shows. They could go and do other things.
I know.
So you like to think that you're going to go in and do your utmost.
Best.
You
Yeah.
know,
Sometimes you
100%.
wake up, you're not feeling good. You have
Yeah.
a fucking rough sleep and all that
Yeah,
stuff. Like your
yeah.
voice is tired. Or
Yeah.
did you ever lose your voice on tour?
I don't have voice things is one thing I don't have at all.
Really?
Ever.
the
Unless
whole time.
unless I get a little bit ill. So I get sinus. My
Yeah.
thing is always sinus. I don't get sick generally, but I do get sinus
Sinus
infections
Okay.
from a lot of times from the air conditioning. It doesn't sit well with
It's
me.
the worst. I don't like it either.
And my voice can be a little bit more tricky to sing, but generally speaking, not.
So you
No,
never
it's not.
lost your voice on tour?
No.
Damn, that's incredible.
I've had double pneumonia on tour, but I've
Really?
never lost my voice. Yeah.
Do you do vocal warm-ups too?
No, not a thing.
Come on, bro.
I tried to do it. It didn't do me. It didn't make any difference.
Dude. So you just go hardcore.
Yeah, just go for it straight off. Flick the switch, man.
That's incredible, man. For like over 40 years, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Mm.
Dude.
I'm lucky, man. I don't know whether it's something anatomical, but I know a lot of people that really struggle, like singing with that
Yeah.
level of output.
Your shit's so
for like
intense,
3-4
I know.
days, and I don't have a problem.
So you can play a show, then after show, hang out, talk to people, all that shit, chill.
and then play again the next day.
You sleep good on tour too?
Yeah, not always.
It's rough, dude.
I struggle with a moving vehicle, so I must be honest. I take like one hit of just a pen, you
Yeah.
know, every night just to get me.
You can't sleep in the
down
bunks
and
on the
under.
bus?
No,
Damn,
I struggle really
fucking
badly.
love it,
It's
dude.
the movement that stops me. If it's stationary, I'm good. If it's not stationary, I struggle like.
I'm
really,
totally the
really
opposite.
badly.
Like as soon as the bus stops, I'm like, oh, why do I?
Yeah.
But it just kind of rocks me to sleep. It's interesting.
I can't. I have to
Damn.
use a vape pen and just to put myself under.
But you love a bus over a van, though, right?
And don't get me wrong, I'll do a van any day of the week.
That's sick.
No problem.
You like hotels?
I
like hotels.
I
man.
don't. I'll do whatever. I mean, I'm definitely not averse to doing. I wanted to do this in a van, but everybody else is like, you're fucking crazy.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it cash over comfort.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
6 weeks in a van, be
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
Well, one, that's 10 weeks.
10 weeks, but then you get to go in the hotel, have your own bed every
Yeah.
night. That's kind of nice too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah. Mate, I'll do whatever. I don't care.
I know, you don't
I've
give a
never
fuck.
been precious
I
about
know
that stuff.
you love the road. You love this. shit. You love it.
I love doing the gigs. Some things in between can get
Yeah,
a
like
bit
those
tedious.
23 hours a day, like trying to sleep, eat,
Yeah.
good, stay hydrated.
Yeah.
And now it's easy to find vegan food with you have a Happy Cow app. You know what that is?
Happy Cow. Yeah.
Fucking whoever. Shout out to who invented Happy Cow. That's incredible,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Game
it is great.
changer, bro.
Yeah.
Especially for us, man.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy seeing how the world's changed with veganism and stuff since you?
I mean, I remember back in the day, you trying to, wherever you are, and you're trying to get like some vegan food, and you could just about find like French fries with something.
So
and
true.
man, and it's like, okay, it's something to eat, but I really can't be doing this more than one day a week if I have to do it this way. You
Brutal,
know?
man. Or just getting like a bun and with nothing on it, and French fries.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I didn't realize we were both vegetarians on that 91 tour.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? Talk about it back then.
No.
And so, did you ever drink a lot and party?
Yes, previous. Actually, I got all my stuff out of my system before the band.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I had issues with alcohol when I was young.
How young you start drinking?
13, 14,
Wow.
probably. And I had some issues with alcohol. In fact, I ended up in the hospital.
Really?
So
like alcohol poisoning?
Yeah,
stuff?
alcohol poisoning. Yeah. So I gave it up.
At what age?
Just probably about a year or so before the Sick of It All tour, and I didn't drink for 15 years. But now I drink alcohol, but not on tour, and I drink very moderately, very very moderately, like 2 or 3 pints. I'm done. I'm finished.
Just pints of beer?
I'm done.
Okay,
yeah. After that, I'm done. So
Yeah.
I haven't had like on this tour. I won't drink at all. I mean,
it's crazy because most people the opposite. Like they drink on tour.
Yeah, I don't.
Not at home. Yeah.
I like it. I actually like beer as I like the taste of it. I don't drink it to like get absolutely smashed.
Yeah.
I drink it because I like certain beers when I can find them. Obviously, with the dietary requirements.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like nothing better than going home, getting back, going to see my friends in Brighton, going out for
Go to the pub.
2 or 3 stouts. Stout is my thing.
Okay.
Stout or brown ales or stuff like that. And 3 or 4,
beers.
I'm done. After that, I'm good enough. I don't need to get hammered. I'm fine.
Yeah. So you were sober for 50. So what made you not be sober anymore? You just got.
I just really wanted to try it again, and I was scared. I was scared to do it in case I got any negative, in case psychologically, I started to get like it too much again.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Actually, I got a little bit of a memory the first time I drank again. I drank 3 or 4 beers, and I was always kind of waiting for some psychological switch to flick, but it didn't. And I was good with it. So
that's great, man.
so yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you can balance it all. Yeah.
Balance it all out, man.
We were talking before the pod too about having sugar too, and you said like just have 2 things and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, train your brain, train your taste buds as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a person, I know a lot of people have a thing with chocolate, where they chocolate's a big thing usually, where they just they can't live without it, So if you train your palate and your brain, if you say, right, okay, I'm not going to cut it out completely, but I'm going to do 2 squares a day, Say you get the bars with the bigger squares sometimes.
Yeah.
2 squares a day, and that's it. Goes back in the cupboard, and actually you can train your brain. So after say,
that's a strong willpower.
2 weeks or something, you'll be like, it works,
Because it's like at night you go through the cabinets at night, you want like something. And it's just like, I just feel like sugar's like, I feel like everybody's addicted to sugar, man.
See, I don't. My one of my last meals of the day is an apple, a banana, like a rice cake, like half a slice. I'm being really specific now. Half a slice of like some vegan like sandwich meat thing.
Oh yeah.
Half a slice of vegan cheese. And a handful of cashew nuts, unsalted, and then just the basic bare nuts, and that's it. That's what my last thing of the day.
On tour, at home, everywhere.
Actually, I generally try to stick to it.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Every night, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Damn, and you're a coffee guy too.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah, I have to.
How many
that's
coffees
one thing
a
I
day?
couldn't live without. 3, no more than that. But like super strength ones, usually I drink
3 in the morning or just throughout the day?
Throughout the day. So at home, when I'm like, I'll get up at like 5:30, 6 a.m.
Damn.
I'll do my workout. So I'll have 1 shot then, just a single shot of just coffee, and then I'll have one about 11 a.m., one after my dinner at like, so I have early dinner, like 2, 3 p.m. and then one a little bit later on 6, 7 o'clock, and that's it. I'm done.
It won't affect your sleep?
No, it doesn't affect my sleep.
6 or 7 at night.
I'll have
crazy.
a herbal tea right before I go to bed, you know. So
you have dinner in the afternoon, kind of?
I have the early dinner. I've always liked having early dinners.
That's crazy.
I like to get it done over with, you know.
Then you go to bed early usually?
10ish. Between 10 and midnight, could be any time between
Yeah.
it. But usually I'll aim for like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Get up early, work out, you know.
Do you watch TV shows or movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I enjoy like stimulation TV and stuff.
Yeah. But also reading a lot as well.
Reading books and stuff. Yeah, video games has always been my thing. I've always been like
video games still.
Mad, yeah, still, yeah.
Damn.
Ever since I was a kid.
Like what kind of games? Like what?
Oh, all sorts. You know, whatever's.
So you still play video games? Cool.
Yeah.
It's like a normal guy.
Yeah.
Like American video games or just.
Whatever, Japanese. I like a lot of eccentric, quirky kind of stuff, you know.
Damn.
So yeah.
And you have pets?
No. Well, I don't live with anybody else except myself. So it would be unfair to take a pet on.
Oh yeah, when you go,
to have to ask people to look at, and that separation thing, you know. I will later on in life when I've got a lot more time at home. Inevitably, there's going to come a point, you know. Then I will. I'll take the last cat on the shelf that nobody wants. The one that's blind, you know, that lives on a cushion.
Totally.
That very often get left behind. You
totally.
know?
You have a lady too?
I'm seeing somebody at the moment. Yeah. Like
Did you ever want to get? Did you ever want to get married?
I was never opposed to it, but it's got to be right for the two of us. So I got engaged like a couple of times, but never got to a marriage stage. But that's fine. You know. I'm very philosophical about this stuff. I think that it's not selfish to get involved with somebody and to be quite far down the line and then have things just split apart. Mm-hmm. There's nothing bad about that. That's actually a natural part of life.
Yeah.
You know, human beings are human. They don't do it to be malicious. They do it in the first instance because something's run out of steam. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, I've been through them times in my life and I've been a bit, oh, fuck, you know, why do that, you know? But like, once you get an understanding of these things, you realise that it's just part of the cycle of life, man. You know?
Yeah. What about having kids? You ever want to have kids?
Never.
Respect that.
Very, very, you know, I can be absolutely, you know, clear on that.
That's great. Yeah, you're super clear on it.
But I was always up front with the people that I've been with. I mean, I know for a fact one of my partners, I had this discussion with, and we were quite far down the line, and I'd let my feelings be known, and she very much kind of nodded along with it, was in agreement. But then I found out later that perhaps wasn't the case, and she was kind of just doing it to keep the peace, you know. And I feel sad about that, you know.
Yeah.
She should have told me. I'm not the sort of person. I would have listened to what she said and respected what she said, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit sad that she felt that she had to be that way, you know.
Damn. Are you hopeless romantic?
No, I wouldn't say so. No. You know? I'm romantic about a lot of things in life that are not necessarily, you know, the first instance of romanticism. You know, romantic about the world outside sometimes. You know, that's where a lot of my romance lies. You know, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, man. You know, it's romance between two people or however many people is great. You know.
Yeah.
You know, your relationships, this is an important thing. Your relationships are what you decide they are. The two of you, the three of you, the four of you. If it's a multi-open relationship situation, this is a real thing.
Threeples, all that shit. Yeah.
It's not for, you know, like I know recently, you know, with this government, you know, at the moment. I mean, trying to define, America now only recognises one, you know, gender. It's like
it's so stupid thing.
It's horrible, man. It's just like not. It shows a complete lack of understanding, you know, of the progression of humankind, you know.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was like one of the first things that came out and talk about.
Yeah,
it's so sad. It's like fucking. This is cool. Just like talking to you. Like we never hung out and talked like this before.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I've known you for so many years, and like we did that tour, and I see you throughout the years playing shows, and you've sang Dead Kennedys with us before, and just like watching you from afar and like seeing your career and stuff. It's like, it's awesome, man. You're still killing it and doing what you love, and you look great.
Thank you, man. I mean, the day, you know, if there comes a day where I'm not feeling it consistently, I wouldn't inflict that on people. I'd just say,
Yeah.
I'd stay home, and you know, I just not feeling it anymore. I will know when to quit. You know, I can't speak for the other guys. That would be unfair of me to, you know, but speaking for myself, if it gets to the point where I'm not feeling it anymore, I would just say, right, that's it. You know, I'm sorry, guys, I'm done, man. You know, it's like,
you guys have about 17 albums.
Something along those lines.
Fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Just looking at this list of the albums, there's so many. The last one came out 2022.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like such a loser. My band's been together for 30 years. We have 6 albums.
Yeah, but not everybody's the same.
I know. Every time I have somebody on the podcast who has like been doing it for so long and have so many records, I'm like, dude, we're fucking the most laziest band on the planet. So how many years you been in the band now?
Since 89. So,
fuck, bro, it's crazy.
30 something years, yeah.
And who's you and so you and Shane are the main ones, the longest together in the band?
The longest in the band, yeah. Me and Shane, at this point, yeah. Danny next after that.
And what do you think inspires you to still making new music, still being creative? Just the love of it?
There's still ideas to put on the table.
Things to
still
talk about.
Music to make, you know.
Yeah.
Avenues to explore musically and lyrically, you know. I mean, I think whenever the next Napalm album is, it'll be even more steps forward than what the last one was.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of like, loosely speaking, a lot of noise rock, you know, elements in there, you know, more so of that stuff, you know, so balancing over that way. And different.
Is it hard to play songs off of all these records every night? Are there records you just totally skip?
We try to do everything, of everything.
Something off every record.
Try and do it.
Wow,
yeah, you can't always. Inevitably, the steps you skip over, but then we'll try and do what we skipped on the next tour, you know. So we're always mixing it up, you know.
Always change up the set list.
Always change up the set list, you know, year to year, basically. We got 2 set lists right now that we flip-flop every night, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go out there and just go, all right, what we playing next? What song we playing next? And then just play it, you know, like you used to.
It's a lot of songs to remember,
Yeah, it's
too.
a lot of songs to remember, though, you know.
Do you forget the words sometimes?
Sometimes,
Me
where
too.
I'm meant to come in, like, yeah.
Me too.
Sometimes.
Why is that, man? We fucking
you
wrote
just
these
have
songs.
you just have brain farts. You
It's
know?
crazy sometimes, dude. But there's so many freaking albums here.
Yeah.
Is it hard to pinpoint like a favorite album you would put out, like one you're most proud of? Or?
Yeah, I couldn't put it down to one.
So many,
There's eras, you know, of stuff that, you know, that's kind of stick out for me. But,
Are there ones that you like, you absolutely don't like?
No, there's something.
cool.
There's some that at the time I struggled with a little bit, but now I have an appreciation for, you know.
Yeah. And sometimes some of the work you put out, you may not like it the most, but then people love it the most, and that's like that's their first Napalm record or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that is.
Yeah, it's like Harmony Corruption, you know. It's like, I like that album, but the production could have been
the first one.
A lot different to what it was. But people freak out over that album, and I'm just
it's the first one with you. Yeah.
I'm just like, well, yeah, I like it, but it could have been better, you know. And they feel when they come up and talk to you, they feel a bit deflated, you know.
No. Like, I don't want to. Yeah, there's a record we have too. I always talk about on the podcast. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because people, they love this album, and it's the first entry to my band. And so as much as I don't like it in the production, I can't say it because they fucking love it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Because you make it, once you put it out there, it's not yours anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like they're gonna fall in love with something. Like, really? That's like,
yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's just music's so interesting.
It's
like
all
that.
subjective, man. You know, at the end of the day, everything. Yeah.
Do you listen to hip hop music?
I used to listen to stuff like Consolidated and stuff like that.
Consolidated, dude. I remember that band.
So
Holy shit.
I used to listen to the more, for want of a better phrase,
kind of
like political stuff.
Yeah, Public Enemy.
Public Enemy, yeah.
But Consolidated, that's right.
Yeah. Shane got me into them. He really liked them back in the day, yeah.
There was another one like, I could see their name right there. They're super political. They're from Europe too. Fuck, I forgot their name. But there's some good ones like that. You might have heard like Immortal Technique.
Yeah.
Super, political and stuff. Really, great lyricist.
And of course, there was stuff like that kind of had a little bit of hip hop, like Aphex Twin and stuff like that. You know, that more noisy, quirky, experimental stuff. But it did have elements of that stuff in. So I always really like that.
Is there stuff that you listen to that the listeners be like surprised that you like? Like, I don't know, like The Cure or like
Well, yeah,
Bjork
a lot of the like elements of Napalm, stuff like, whether be surprised about this, I'm not sure, but like Public Image was big for us.
love PIL, dude. Love them, dude.
No Order was a big thing for us. Bauhaus.
It's my wife's shit.
Gang of Four.
Great, dude.
All that guitar, like early guitar rock, kind of discordant, angular, sort of off-kilter stuff is big for Napalm. I don't know whether that's going to come as the biggest surprise to anybody, but that's like,
what about like some poppy type music at all, or like?
Yeah, I'll listen to anything that comes along,
Is there something like that's like not like a Coldplay or like an Oasis or something
like Devo and stuff like that? It's always big, but that's more quirky. So I mean, but no, David Bowie. I mean, you can't argue with stuff like that,
but like no Oasis stuff like that.
Blur was more my thing. I must be honest. Yeah,
those guys had that rivalry.
Yeah, they had that rivalry, which I thought was a bit silly.
Yeah,
but the reason I always liked Blur more was because they were. If you listen to a lot of their stuff, it's not really that commercial. It's kind of weaves itself all over the place. It's actually very original, a lot of their stuff. So I kind of like that,
Damn.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, there was some weird. Where were they from?
Like London.
Yeah.
But I think that also the Gorillaz thing he did, I think that's some really
incredible.
Interesting stuff.
They do some De La Soul and stuff. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Gorillaz is really good, man. Damn. Fucking Barney, man. Barney in my fucking house. And so they used to call you Barney Rubble back in the day when you were drinking stuff?
Yeah. It comes from being drunk and basically falling into stuff and just breaking it, So
like we did on tour, but sober.
On purpose, yeah. Rubble, so turning things in. That's where it comes from, It was actually the drummer to sort of drop a name.
Yeah, where'd it come from? Yeah.
There's a drummer from a band, Doom, so that UK punk band. He was the one who christened me with that name, to be honest. Because I used to spend a lot of time with him, Stick, my dear old friend.
How long did that nickname last? It just went away.
It's gone. No, it's been there ever since. It's never been away. Yeah.
Fuck, I never heard that before. That's crazy. Yeah. Nobody called you that on the tour we did. I don't think. I don't know.
Barney, yeah.
No, but Barney Rubble.
No, I mean, because obviously people always use just first names. Usually.
Yeah.
It's not my first name, but it is a first name, my son.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
I try not to. I always try to treat things that could be a regret, that you might deem a regret, as just a stepping stone, a learning instrument.
Yeah.
Definitely, I've got some regrets in terms of Napalm, what we did, decisions that we made. Because
business decisions.
I think like we were young, as everybody is at that point, young and naive, and like committed, but at the same time, there's always cracks in the armor to where like the industry stuff that we always tried to stay away from can kind of come in.
Absolutely.
And it can pollute your whole idea, and we fell for it a couple of times.
Same for us.
And we did a couple of things that I would not have done,
Shit. It happens, dude.
And I didn't want to do them at the time. I was like, no, this is really not. We really shouldn't do this, But it came to pass. But everybody learned, from that. So as long as you learn things and you take that and you move forwards, then it is what it is.
Yeah, that's the part of the music industry I don't like, with the managers and the booking agents and all that stuff, and people trying to get into your ears. It's like, let us be the artist, let us be the band, let us do our thing.
I'm trying to make you do stupid stuff,
corny, stupid shit,
corny, stupid stuff that you really just not into.
Yeah, me and Adam really we didn't want to leave Epitaph Records. We left to go to a major label to try it out, and me and Adam didn't want to do it, but my brother Todd, the people know. They I said, whatever, and we tried it out. I didn't want to leave Epitaph. I love fucking Epitaph. It's not a regret, but we would have been just fine if we just did our next record on Epitaph. It is what it is, but that was one time I was like, fuck, I should have fought more for that. I don't know. It's not really a regret, but it's just
I'll blame Todd Friend, man. I'm gonna smash a plate of sandwiches into his head, man.
Oh, that's right. We should do all that shit, dude.
Yeah.
We have such good memories from this fucking tour. Like forever, we're gonna have these memories, man. It's so crazy. Yeah, Todd Friend was out there hanging.
Yeah. Do you remember that Sick of It All tour when I came out early on the tour in Germany. I think you were there.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that's when we smashed the plate of sandwiches on Todd's friend's head.
So we must have been on that tour, H2O, then maybe opening up.
What it was I was out doing press in Germany, and they arranged that I could go on their transport to just hang out for 10 days. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a recipe for just...
how many years later was that?
No, this wasn't that long. It was, well, so not long ago. It was probably 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
And you guys were on opening up, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, and so that's when we got a plate of sandwiches and
Oh my
smashed
God,
Todd
dude.
Fred.
Were you with us when we fought the people for the bootleg and stuff? No, that wasn't a different tour. That's a different tour.
Thing, I think, yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
What is it? Do you have like a favorite place to play, like a country or a place to go?
It's
like crazy for Napalm Death.
Yeah. I mean, I like. It's not you don't get the most people coming out to shows there, but Japan has always been.
I love
the place
Japan,
for me.
dude.
Like,
South
I mean,
America, too.
I spend a lot of time there on my own.
Really?
You know? Yeah, I got a friend there now who is in a band called Thirsty, like fast hardcore band. Me and him met at like a Japanese hardcore show many years ago, and we just became really good friends. So
That's cool.
he lives there now. He's married, and I always rent. His wife's has got an apartment, so I always rent when I go over there.
That's cool.
Once a year, I go over for a couple of weeks. You know, eat vegan ramen and just go to Japanese hardcore shows and just go absolutely fucking round the bend, you know.
Really?
What I mean? So yeah,
I think the food's gotten there better too for vegans. It took a long time, but now I heard it's really better.
Yeah, there's a chain over there. Well, I call it a chain. It's not really a chain. But it's called Tea's Tantan.
Okay.
All vegan ramen.
That's
and they got
sick.
it in train stations and stuff.
It took a while
Incredible.
though for there. It's always this tofu or whatever.
Yeah. You were struggling a bit, but now
Struggling.
it's one of the best countries in the world for vegan food. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been there like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
We used to go to like the 7-Eleven. It's called Lassen's.
Yeah,
It's called Nutty Sweat. They call it Sweaty Nut Sacks. And it was a tofu on the rice. They had like 4 with chopsticks and ginger. That's all we had back then.
Yeah.
Sweaty Nut Sacks.
Or you get it's called natto. So it's like fermented. It's like fermented soybeans, and it's like it's sticky, and it smells like just
nasty.
The
But it
worst
tastes
thing.
good.
It tastes incredible. Yeah, it's got great protein as well.
Damn.
You know?
So yeah, Sweaty Nut Sacks. That was a
Yeah.
thing. What's some daily rituals you have? I think it's working out and coffee and reading.
Yeah. I
every
mean,
day.
I'm quite a scheduled person. You know,
Yeah.
I wake up kind of the same time. I do
Every day.
do the same workout. Pretty much. Well, I don't do workout every day, but like 4 or 5 days a week. And then, I'll get up, I'll do whatever I need to do for Napalm, because there's always something to do. There's never nothing to do.
Do you guys have a manager? Or do you guys do it
We
yourself?
do have a
Okay.
MOD. You know MOD.
Oh, well,
guys.
that's book it. But
But they manage us as well.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah, they
that.
manage us since 25, 30 years now, you know.
What?
Yeah.
Who's your manager over there?
Mark.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Shout out to Mark.
Nickel.
I did not know that. man.
Yeah. And Uta, you know
Which is
Uta.
the best, dude.
Yeah, they
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they manage us as well.
Okay, so
you
always
know.
day-to-day shit for Napalm.
Yeah. So I do,
Damn.
but we're still quite self-contained a lot.
Totally.
So I do a lot of stuff. And then, I'll go out, because I live like literally 5 minutes walk from the beach. So I'll go to the beach, you know.
Dude, that's nice.
Yeah.
You go in the water?
You got to be careful of the water around us. Last couple of years, it got polluted.
Really? It's
There
nasty?
was warnings to like not go in the water. One of my friends got quite ill, you know, from going in the water. And
I could see you being like a Sonic cold plunge guy. You ever do that?
I'd love to do it. I've never done it yet. That ice
I have in my backyard, yeah.
swimming and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
it's so good,
I'd love to, but I haven't done it yet. So
see you doing
we call it Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. A lot
What's
of
it
people
called?
on Boxing Day, which is the
That's
26th of December.
Yeah.
A lot of people go out in cold water, swim in the water.
They have that here too, the Polar Bear Club, they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can imagine how cold that is in the UK.
Crazy,
Yeah.
bro. So it's a bunch of all kinds of people do that, right?
Yeah. A lot of people in the 60s, 70s, 80s do it. It's great to see.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to be like that too someday.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
my goal. I want to fucking
Why
do
would
that.
you ever want to
I know.
vegetate and like
I know.
that? Yeah.
It's cool we get to do what we do, and we're at our age. We're still like kind of big kids. We get like our responsibilities, whatever, music, pop, whatever we have to do, we get to do this thing we love, and I feel like it keeps us this young spirit. You know?
Yeah. I mean, but then again, you can be young. You could be young doing anything in your head. You know,
True.
Like, there's many things in life you could do. Just keep yourself
Feeling
going. You know?
I don't feel. Do you feel your age?
No, not at all.
Me either, dude. It's
I
crazy.
feel. It would probably be fair to say I feel pretty better now than when I did. It was my early 30s.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's strange how that when you get older, you get more healthier and more fucking.
I think you just get a realization at some point that, you know, again, it's all about learning lessons, and you know, things to do, things not to do. You know,
What's your take on therapy? You ever had therapy before?
if it works,
Yeah.
great. You know,
Yeah. You ever had it?
I needed it for a couple of things in my life.
Tried it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it through the national health system. You know, I got on a couple of things.
Yeah.
But it helped me. It helped me. It was rather than it guiding me by the hand. It was like me and that in tandem to help myself. So
Yeah.
But that had me. That worked it out. Yeah.
Yeah. You seem like you're in a good place in your life.
Yeah, pretty good. You know, I mean, the band is great, but it's not the be all and end all. You know, you got to. Sometimes there's this kind of misconception that people in bands, it's all about the band and nothing else. No. I got a life. You know, I go back home. I've got stuff that I need to do, like anybody else does.
Yeah,
and that side of my life, I feel quite balanced. You know, it helps to have good friends.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna ask you
really
that.
dear friends, you know, around where
friends
I live,
from a long time.
who are not involved with music per se.
It's great.
Well, they are, and they're not. They're like very baseline kind of recording stuff at home, not really done anything yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, they're just dear friends, and what matters most of all is they're just great human beings, you know, above and beyond everything else.
Yeah. You think there's any misconceptions of you or your band that people think you're a certain way or you're not?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are, so I've
Yeah.
not read anything, so I don't really know, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably is something, because, you know, it's like people always, you know, stoke the fire with something.
I know.
You know, I'm sure there's probably something, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Who cares? Fuck it.
Yeah.
You have any tattoos?
Yeah, I got some on my legs.
Oh,
not
yeah, I never see
anywhere
a
else.
tattoo. Yeah,
Yeah. I always just wanted them on my legs. I never really wanted them on my arms, you know.
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of cool you don't have a lot.
I've got a couple of football tattoos and.
Oh, that's right. You're a big football player. Yeah.
A Motorhead tattoo, and I've got like a, you know, kind of a very religious, critical tattoo, you know.
Ah,
so
okay.
yeah.
Are you what's your football team?
Aston Villa.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but
that's a Birmingham team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you go to games?
I live too far away now.
Oh,
I live like
shit.
the other end of the country, so I don't live in Birmingham anymore. So yeah, I used to go all the time, but I haven't been for quite some years now. Just
Damn.
when the team's doing well and I'm not going anymore, you know. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you pretty much stay home when you're off tour. You're chilling, just like hibernating.
Yeah, I don't. I go out, you know. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I go out and about in the world, but
No, I know.
yeah. You know, I do like during. I mean, that's the
There's-
thing. During the COVID period,
Oh, yeah.
lockdowns, I had a great time. I was out on my bike every day. You know, I
Really?
was on the beach. You know,
Yeah.
you could have limited time on the beach. You know,
Were they really policing that?
yeah, they were. Where I lived, it was pretty hardcore.
Really?
So they'd have beach patrols, and if anybody sat down on the beach, they'd like got to leave. You know, they'd straight away. So they had kind of roadblocks on the roads going out of town to stop people from, because you weren't allowed to drive out of town. Out of city.
Was there like you have to be home at a certain time to curfews and stuff?
Yeah, there was only at one point you were allowed 45 minutes exercise a day outside, and that was it. Yeah.
It's like a prison, bro. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
How long did that last? Like a couple of years or no?
That side of it was probably about 6 months or something.
That was such a crazy time, man.
Yeah.
That was a crazy time.
But, you know, at the end of the day, in my mind and my heart, I wanted to protect people.
Yeah.
You know, my parents were vulnerable, man. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And so I volunteered for the NHS, National Health Service, to deliver medicines to people who were vulnerable.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't get it in the end. So many people were trying to volunteer that, you know, there's a long list. So I didn't do it in the end, but I tried to, you know.
So you were helping out during the time.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I wanted to make sure that the vulnerable were protected. You know?
Yeah.
You know, because there was a train of thought, was like, oh, well, you know, screw these people, you know, I had to go. It's like,
I know.
Come on, have a fucking word with yourself. Well, what's wrong with you, man? You know
That
what I mean?
time really showed what kind of people they were in this world,
Yeah,
and when that
yeah.
stuff happened, like selfish
Yeah.
people or just whatever, it kind of showed. They really came out of the woodwork. People
Fuck.
didn't give a fuck about anybody else
No,
but themselves. You really saw it. You know what I mean? It was sad.
It's just sad. It's just depressing, man. Yeah.
So both your parents are still here?
Yeah. No, my dad died a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I mean, he died. My dad's was like arguably, you know, like lifestyle. You know, my dad was a big drinker, big smoker. So he got some conditions like that were very much tied to that.
Damn.
And yeah, he just gradually
deteriorated.
Yeah. He had half his leg cut off.
Oh, fuck.
He had ulcers and stuff from the diabetes.
From drinking and stuff,
Yeah.
diabetes too. Yeah.
And what killed him in the end was he had an ulcer because he was bedbound. He had an ulcer, and I think they might not have seen it because they can be hard to spot sometimes if they're in certain places.
Yeah.
Ulcers for people at a certain stage of diabetes can be deadly, you know, because if the toxins go into the system, game over, you know. And that's what happened with my dad. I think one of the ulcers went unseen and got infected, and
damn,
it's killed him, you know.
That's sad, man. Were you tight with your dad?
There were points in life when I weren't.
I
think it's, you know, generally the same in most people. But
yeah,
you know, I do miss him. You know, I know my mum does. He was a handful. He was tricky character.
They were still together, married?
Yeah, I mean, they were
married a long time.
They were married a long time, but the relationship had moved on. Yeah, you know, a little bit. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
But your mom's doing good.
Mom's doing good. Yeah, she's doing good. I had to help her a lot. She struggled to be independent, you know, since my dad died a little bit. But yeah, we make sure that she's never in a spot, you know. So
yeah, man, you take care of our parents, man.
Yeah,
I got my mom out here too.
Yeah,
she's doing all right. But I told my son, like, you know, when something happens to me, we get older, you have to take care of us if something happens. That's how cycle of life works.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Well, thank you, Barney. This is awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking great. I would talk about your records, but you have 18 albums. It's freaking So the last one was the Resentment one? Is always that one?
Yeah. Resentment. That's a mini album.
That's 2022.
Yeah.
And that's when you guys are kind of touring on now.
Yeah.
That's the last one. Yeah.
You could say that.
And you're in Savage Imperial Death March Part 2 tour right now. The Melvins.
That's
it's a hard name.
Which is a split with the Melvins. There's an actual album.
Where are the Melvins from?
Seattle originally, but LA. You know, I mean, Buzzy's was like really good friends with Kurt Cobain. You know, when he was.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he was one of his best friends. Actually,
really.
Yeah. So there's a bit of history there. You know.
Damn. Yeah, he must be like older than us, probably.
Yeah, he's like getting up there.
You look amazing, man. We talked earlier about like trying to do so much sugar and the different oils and the different just everything. Just like what are you gonna eat today? And like, what is something you eat on tour? Like, do you buy groceries for your bus?
Yeah, I'll try and find like a quinoa rice bowl, probably. You know,
great.
I'll find something.
I got a great vegan spot, 3 doors thing down.
Yeah,
no added sugars, all vegan.
Great.
We should eat some food. It's really good. They got quinoa, kale. That's my shit. Quinoa, kale, smoothies, nuts, berries.
Yeah.
Tofu.
Yeah. You can. The list of stuff you've just put out right there. You can live off that.
Yeah. People think being a vegan is expensive. That depends on the products that you're buying.
That's a myth.
It's a total myth, dude.
I mean, I must say, I always buy organic food because I want to support organic farming. I think that's the only way forward at this point. And that can be a little bit more expensive, but if you plan your meals and stuff, you know, you can. It's no more expensive, really.
Yeah, we have so many memories together, Barney. It's crazy, that tour. I'll never forget the tour, man. I should get a tattoo of it back then.
Yeah.
All the bands, and now I'm friends with Derek, and he's in separate tour, which is crazy thing to me because that was a different lineup back then and all that stuff. Yeah. But all the bands are still playing. I had Phil on the podcast, from Sacred Reich. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like. Everybody's still doing music and doing their thing. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy this many years later, but it's still fucking killing it, man.
Trying
our best.
Yeah.
We're not perfect.
No, nobody is, man.
Well, thank you for being here, Barney.
Yeah, of course,
This
mate.
is fucking great to hang with you and reminisce. I wish we could tell more stories about the tour, but you really had to be there unless you see videos of it. Like,
a lot of the stories.
Like people are like, what is a bed jump?
Yeah,
What is like a Spa or
Yeah,
slow.
Or Ted Key Dick.
Ted Key Dick, that's right. Was that
it.
the manager or something?
Yeah. He was a good guy, but he was a little formal, and we used to mess with him.
Oh my God,
Ted
dude.
Key Dick.
Was he a tour manager? Or was
he
he
was tour manager. Yeah.
What is it? You have any other sound effects from the tour? It was like skull. It was bloody. Spa Dick. Umbar was on the tour.
Yeah,
Rest in peace, Umbar, man.
Yeah. I was quite sad when I found out about that.
Yeah, I forgot when that happened.
He
was a roadie on the tour. He passed away. That's right, man.
Passed away in his bed, didn't he?
Yeah. Umbar was awesome.
He's a good kid.
And then we had Silvio, the road crew. There was some funny, cool road crew guys.
Yeah, we saw him in Brazil recently.
You did? He's still around?
Yeah, he's still around. Yeah.
He still works for bands and shit?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Dude, that's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, that's fucking, what a crazy time, man.
Anyway.
I'm going to show you my journal. I have a journal from there.
Yeah.
But thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course, man.
You can't find Barney on social media. He's not there. He has Napalm Death. You guys can check out the tour dates there.
Yeah, the Napalm Death sites. You can at least have a look at them things, you know.
I'm glad it's cool you're on. So it's awesome on social media, dude. Yeah. Nobody can contact you anyway, really, right?
No, just email and fucking whatever else, you know. Just happens to have at the time, yeah.
You're kind of off the grid. It's kind of cool.
Yes and no, I suppose, you know. But,
unless somebody has your email, that's the only way they contact you.
Yeah.
But you don't really have a phone in America, huh?
No, I got my UK phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WhatsApp's the shit, I guess, man. That's awesome.
That's the easiest thing for me, you know.
Thank you for your time. You have no fucking gray hair either.
No, I'm lucky.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
And you have good hair still. God bless, man.
I'm lucky.
All right, Brian, let's go eat some food.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, everybody. Thanks for listening.
I'm going to throw a rope, I think.
Yeah. Bye. Got to give a big shout out to Liquid Death. I've been in a band called H2O for 30 years. And my first real job with a company is a water brand. Go figure. Love you, Liquid Death. Love the people. Love the brand. Love the concept. Love what they give back. Love the community. Love what they do for the environment. You can go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on any of their merchandise that they make. They have such incredible collabs. Also, if you want to hear the story of the CEO, my good friend Mike Cesario, on the podcast, you can go to episode 115, part 1. And then 2 years later, we dropped a part 2, which is episode 275 with the CEO, Mike Cesario. Just a man from Delaware with a dream, worked at a marketing company, and made this become a reality. Liquid Death is an incredible company, incredible water, incredible people, and I'm super, super honored to be part of them. They sponsor my life. They sponsor everything, my family. So go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on anything you want to buy on that site. If you want to get water, it's exclusively on Amazon.com. Murder your thirst, y'all. I always ask my guests if they have any regrets. I personally don't have any regrets. Even when it comes to my tattoos, I have the silliest tattoos. Even my ET on my leg, it's still a childhood memory for me, and I love it. I've had tattoos on top of tattoos strictly because I wanted more tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 18. I'm 52 now, and I can't stop. I've had laser treatment before on something on my arm. It's 4 tattoos on top of each other. And that experience at that place was pretty fast. It was pretty cold. It was in and out, swipe the credit card. Don't really tell me much. Didn't give me much details or anything was going to happen. So I never went back. So as of most recently, I'm so lucky enough to have had 2 sessions at Removery Tattoo Removal. My tattoo on my arm that looks like a big black blob is now super light. I've had 2 sessions. I have a long road ahead of me. None of this stuff happens overnight. You cannot take a tattoo up in one sitting. You have to be patient. And it's painful. They ice you up. It's super fast. To me, it felt like a bunch of rubber bands. But what's more painful than that is looking at something on your body that you think you're stuck with for the rest of your life. That sucks. But now for me, I'm really happy I started this journey. I'm slowly going to get this tattoo removed. I never thought in a million years I'd have any kind of real estate on my arm. I don't even know what I want, but it's exciting. I'm so honored to announce that One Life, One Chance podcast is now with Removery. Call 866-934-4570 or go to removery.com. Use TobyH2O and get $100 off your first session. One of the most experienced tattoo removal companies in the world. Removery has 155 locations and 1.8 million treatments. US, Canada, and Australia. State-of-the-art peak-away laser technology, cryo technology to reduce any discomfort. This is so exciting for me because all I do in these podcasts is talk about tattoos. From day one, if you've been listening to this podcast, talk about tattoos, talk about getting removed, talk about getting covered up. So this is such a perfect fit for me. Definitely check out One Life, One Chance podcast, episode 281. I have Carmen Brody, Mike McTurnan, and Dustin Ortle from Removery. And this is over a 2-hour conversation. People had submitted questions. It's an incredible conversation breaking down the do's, the don'ts, the fears, process, the results, everything you could imagine about getting a tattoo removed. It's all in this podcast. It's an incredible episode. I appreciate them all coming out for it. So check that out if you want to learn more about Removery and what it's like to get a tattoo removed. Once again, go to Removery.com or call 866-934-4570. Use my code TobyH20 and get $100 off. These guys are located everywhere. Try it out. I have a lot of friends who are sober, a lot of friends who are straight edge, a lot of my friends who are going through it. I know struggling with substance abuse and alcoholism can be really, really hard, especially knowing who to turn to. It can be really, really daunting. I'm here to say that a good friend of mine and his friend started this incredible treatment center called Refine Recovery. They gave me a phone number, 855-516-3332. You can text, you can call them. It's totally confidential. It's safe. There'll be somebody on the other line to help you out, a compassionate human being to talk to. They help you navigate the process, the insurance treatments. They accept most of private insurances. You can go refinerecovery.com, Refine Recovery Instagram. I know it's hard, but reach out to somebody, man. People care about you. People love you. People want you to be here for a long time. People love you in their lives. If you're going through it, make this phone call. It's totally private. I know people DM me all the time about going through it and going through sobriety and trying to get straight and trying to take care of themselves, and the struggle is totally real. And Refine Recovery is the definitely move. Reach out to them, 855-516-3332, or text them, 855-516-3332. You can call or text this number anytime, 855-516-3332. You know the drill. This number is here for you to call.